Namaste. Namastizzle. Peace and many blessings. What's up? Shalom. Today is the day of Mars. Um, Magic Choir. Welcome. Today is the day of Mars. As you can see, I'm wearing my red. Okay. Today is the day of war, aggression, sexual energy, or lust. You know, um, I don't always wear the colors of the planets on the days, but when I'm trying to do something, like if I was to send some aggressive energy for a client or something, I would wear the red. I don't always adhere to the planetary colors. Okay. But it's funny, today is the day of Mars. And today, Kendrick Lamar finally drops a diss record to Drake. Funny how that works, huh? Today's the day of war. Melanin Mommy, how you doing? Namaste. Divine peace and blessings, my brother, Caribbean Grimoire. What's going on, Amir? What crazy shit happened today? Something crazy is happening every day. Oh my God. And I found out that a popular woman said that the women who don't wear makeup are men. This is a woman, I won't say her name. This is a woman who a lot of women follow. Okay? There's a lot of them out there. Women have a queen. You know what I'm saying? Alien versus predator. You know what I mean? I'm not calling women aliens. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying. But it is odd to me that Kendrick Lamar would finally drop the diss that everybody's been waiting for on a Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy as hell to me. That's the day to do it. 6 minutes long, and he tore Drake ass up. Wow. Wow. What's up, Andreas Abraham? Yeah, it's a powerful diss record. What's going on, brother Moore? Virgo and Gemini, we running shit. Peace on a Mars day, the day of war. Like if I wanted to do some money magic, I would do it on I would do it on a Thursday or a Sunday. Remember, I'm constantly telling y'all this. If you don't adhere to anything else, adhere to the planetary days and the hours. See what I'm saying? It is a beautiful day in Texas. It is it is 84 degrees. Now, if you know anything about Texas weather, you know that 84 degrees is really 94 degrees. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing well, thanks. Moving into a new rental home this week. Any pointers to magically cleanse before moving us in? Magically cleanse? Well, sage always works. Okay. For protection, I would put black eyed peas in all the corners of the house. Always, you're just moving in, but always use creoline to mop your floors with. It's a strong, strong detergent cleanser. You know what I'm saying? Bobby Hemmett once said that when he used it, he heard scratching at his windows. Now, I don't know how true that is. Bobby himself said he makes stuff up. He said it himself. I saw him say it. So take that with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? I love Bobby. Love his lectures. Still watch him to this day. But he said himself he makes some stuff up. Okay? Discernment. Machete, what's going on? Yeah, a 6th Universal Day. Oh, Brother Kanami. Damn, I'm sorry. Peace, peace. Legacy Sigma, peace and blessings. Going to listen after your live. Honestly, getting hard to keep up with who's dissing who and why. Drake lost his N-word pass. I think that I posted a meme today. That's what I do early in the morning is I post memes while I'm getting my day ready. I posted a meme today that shows Drake um what is, how Drake looks or something like that. And of course, I can't find it. Of course. But it's on my I was about to say Patreon, but it's on my Facebook if you're Facebook friends with me. Uh, yeah, of course it won't come up now, but um you always Melanin Mommy, you can also use talismans in the house. Um you can let me share my screen right quick. Um These talismans, there's one for wealth, there's one for luck and love, and there's one for divination. Okay, these talismans can be used like straight off the cover. Just copy those talismans. This is a grimoire that I always recommend. It's one of those unknown grimoires, secret magic spells of the Roman Egyptians. Okay, I'll go back to that in just a second. All right. Yeah, I can't find that Drake. You're moving into your new apartment. The planet Mercury is approaching the Aries 19-degree eclipse degree. It will be there Saturday on the Two of Spades day. It will also cross Chiron. This is a 5 of clubs week, so watch for arguments and disputes with or involving children or Gemini and Virgos. This is a very mentally triggering week. Start by unpacking your stuff, taking a step back and taking a different approach. Remember, Mercury is a key component in alchemy. You can create a lot of change now. Thanks. Shout out to Brother Moore for that bit of information. What does anybody in the chat know? Oh, by the way, don't forget to hit that like button, share, subscribe. You know the drill. What sign is Kendrick Lamar? The way he wrote this out, I'm thinking he is a Virgo. I guess this guy sent something else. Proof BBL Drake don't belong at all. He deserves an Academy Award for his role. I live in an all-Jewish area. I went to a predominant Jewish school. I definitely had a bar mitzvah Drake. I was in the synagogue. I wore a yarmulke. Damn. My mom's Jewish. We have great Jewish dinners like Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. Yeah, he kind of lost his pass. He kind of lost his goddamn pass. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Empress KK? Welcome, welcome, welcome. He white. We call him Aubrey again. Wow. Well, he went so hard in his drop and gave me 50 while not saying nothing that now he has food. Oh, he's a Gemini. Gemini is just as bad as a Virgo. You know, they're both ruled by Mercury. So they know ways to get their point across. Okay. We know how to insult you in a way that's just true. We just describe you. I've said this before. And I'm not bragging on being a Virgo. I'm just telling you how we think. You know what I'm saying? Think of Nas when he dropped Ether. Man, I listened to that shit over and over, and everybody I knew was like, damn, did you hear Ether? It was like that. You see what I'm saying? That's what a Virgo do. You know what I'm saying? I'm considering, I think we might as well go ahead and play this clip. Let's play this clip that I just got by Brother Kunala.
Let's talk about you being Jewish real quick.
Let's do that.
Because a lot of people think that, like, Asher's Jewish.
Right.
He's not. His dad's Jewish. He doesn't really identify. All loves to Jews, but he's not Jewish.
Yeah.
You, on the other hand...
But he wasn't there. He didn't read his portion, first of all.
You didn't have a bar mitzvah.
Come on. Are you serious?
You had a... Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Just tell it. You don't understand how big you're about to be in the Jew world.
You don't understand how big it is. First of all, I live in an all-Jewish area, so
Where
I went
is
to
that?
Forest Hill.
Okay.
I went to a predominantly Jewish school growing up. I definitely had a bar mitzvah in an Italian restaurant, mind you.
My lord.
Yeah.
A nice Italian restaurant?
A very nice Italian restaurant. The song of the night was Backstreet Boys' I Want It That Way.
You are younger than me.
Yeah.
I forget about that.
Yeah. And yeah, man, I was in there. I was in synagogue. I had my yarmulke on.
Hebrew school, the whole nine? You did no Hebrew school?
I cheated. I didn't really.
So you just that no. Your
Your
parents are nice.
Yeah.
So they let you do the bar mitzvah without having to do the fucking Hebrew school. So your mom's Jewish.
My mother is Jewish, and you know we have great Jewish dinners like Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur.
First text message you ever sent me. Good Shabbos.
Yep, good Shabbos.
He kept it real.
Yep.
Have you gotten approached yet by like the Jewish media yet?
No, I haven't gotten approached by the Jewish media, but somebody today, who I won't mention, was like, "You know how big you're gonna be," and I was like,
"Wait, was that me 5 minutes ago?" Or 5 minutes ago? I remember saying that.
Somebody's like, "You know how big you're gonna be," and he's like, "This has never happened before." It's like every Jew is going to just like really embrace.
Well, here's the thing: there are Jews like my dad who like cling to like the biggest reaches.
Yeah.
Like, you know who's Jewish? Matt Damon. I'm like, no, he's not, Dad. He's definitely not Jewish. And like people reach, and the fact that you actually identify, that's gonna be big.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
You're doing something that I could never do. So let's.
Dora, pause. Again, he is in my top 3 all-time wackest rappers ever. He's a Gemini. Yeah, Kendrick's a Gemini. We quick on the draw. Yep, don't mess with the Mercury boys. Absolutely. Drake is a Scorpio, Kendrick a Gemini. Okay. So based off of Kendrick control and aggression, this to me, he was in cruise control on Drake. I agree. I think this was like a warning shot. Pretty much. It didn't seem like he even snapped all the way. You got to send that clip. Gotcha. Boy, the truth coming out this week. He embraced the Khazarian side. How about that? How about that? How about it? All right. So we got more. Let's see. So as long as we still don't own any media, whatever we see is what we get. You know what I mean? I know I've been talking about this a lot lately because images are everything. You know what I mean? As long as Negroes continue to look like bitches and portray themselves like bitches, then the world will see them. I say them as bitches. The clip I'm talking about is this right here. You know what I'm saying? Just wow. Look at this shit. When, Black people, when are you gonna get tired of this shit? When? Is it ever gonna happen? You know what I mean? There's not enough difference makers in the melanated community. Not at fucking all. You know what I'm saying? Not at all. You know what I mean? As long as you get people still trying to do anything for the bag, this will continue to happen. See what I'm saying? It will continue to happen. You don't see no other race of men being bitchified in media like they do us. You cannot freestyle and employs all the ghostwriters to thrive. How about that? Yeah, what in fuck's name? Exactly. Exactly. I got another clip. I got a couple of different clips. See what I'm saying? Remember, what, 4 years ago when the pandemic happened? Okay. The effeminization of man. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. But you know what? I don't even want to talk about that anymore. I've covered it enough on here on this channel. I'm sure y'all are probably tired of hearing it. I'm tired of talking about it. So let's go on. Remember, I was giving out warnings on how prepared you should be, in the case of an emergency. If you search my channel, use the search function, you can see what did we learn. So preparedness, okay, in case anything happens. I know it sounds like people are getting fed up with the warnings. They're not heeding the calls. They're still not prepared. The reason I say all of that is because of this clip. Okay? Watch this clip first. Disaster preparedness. Lighters, candles, matches. Batteries. Ready? Don't wait until it's too late. They've been warning us. Prepare now for blackouts and power outages. Put everything in one bin so everything is not scattered. Buy everything on Amazon or Walmart. The thing that actually disturbed me were the comments. You know what I'm saying? The comments. It's the comments. Like this woman said here, thank you for specifically mentioning Black people because we are #1 when it comes to being in denial and procrastinating. Like you said, they've been warning us that so many will be unprepared when any disaster happens. Look at the COVID pandemic, for example. Stores in my area were rationing things like toilet paper and bottled water and medication. In some cases, they ran out entirely. Be prepared. Um, a lot of people are taking it lightly still. It's not just Black people, even though that's what the comments show. It's everybody. I think everything you've been seeing the past 5 years have been test runs. I was trying to get my thoughts out. Test runs. That's what I think. I still stand by everything that I've said on this channel. If you search, I meant to finish my thoughts here, but you search my channel and search for what did we learn. I did a video right after the winter storm hit Texas. So this was now been 3 years. If you don't know the story, my wife and I were stuck in our house. There was ice in every direction, literally ice. You know what I'm saying? We were out without power for 4 days, but we made it through because we were semi-prepared. But what this showed us is that we need to be always prepared. And so I did a video to kind of go over everything that you would need. Don't forget the book, The Artist Shin Ku. Okay. And everything that you should have. Panic in Year Zero is a movie that you can watch that gives you some tips. See what I'm saying? He's okay. Peace, Olethe Tayan. The track slaps. I'm guilty of having a crappy emergency bin. Got to go update a few things. I still think there's time to be had, honestly. Of course, I'm going to say learning Magick. Of course, I'm going to say that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's going to be interesting. Just circle back to how Drake responds to this. This is a 6-minute diss. This reminds me of when Sheether, which call him this Nicki Minaj. Damn, I can't remember her name. Um, Remy Ma. Damn, it was on the tip of my tongue. Remy Ma. All right. So we got a lot of things to go over today. Here's something else that you should know.
It just made
You know what I mean? You should know this. And it should not surprise you.
From your number 2. Japanese scientists have developed a method to create edible steaks from human feces. Unbelievable? Well, it's happening. Mitsuyuki Aikida, a researcher at the Okayama laboratory, collaborated with Tokyo Sewage to address sewage mud excess. They discovered the content in the mud contains high protein due to bacteria. So, the team isolated and combined these proteins with a reaction enhancer. Result? Synthetic steak. The meat comprises of 63% protein, 25% carbs, 3% lipids, and 9% minerals. And it's visually enhanced with food coloring for a red hue and improved flavor using soy protein. They just made meat from your number.
I want to vomit. I literally want to vomit. You got to understand something. These people do make dog a delicacy. All right. They found a way to reproduce, that's not the right word. Turn your waste, your human waste, into steak. Fucking Durapaws. Incredible. Fucking incredible. If that don't wake you up, I don't know what the fuck will. I imagine when doing mantras, what is the max number of days you can do larger amounts of mantras, say 5,000 to 10,000 to achieve siddhi? Great question. Mantras normally have certain mantras have their own number when it comes to pronouncing them. You can do it as long as you want, okay? But the numbers to do it, the numbers to do mantras would be at least 1,000, okay? Not 108. If you do 108, it's going to take you forever to achieve siddhi. But if you do 1,080, that at least gets you closer, okay? The numbers should be 1,080, 10,000, 25,000, 125,000. Focus on the numbers, not how many days. Okay? Get that book, Mystical Formula. I wish there was a way that Mystical Formula could be made into a PDF, because I would do it my damn self. Yes, thanks. It was Remy Ma. Yeah. Sheetha was a banger too. Nikki didn't respond to her since. She dissed her for 7 minutes. You know what I mean? Yeah, we should be worried. We should be worried. They doing all kinds of shit, y'all, to take y'all the fuck out. I say y'all because I'm constantly preparing. And Magick. Magick. This is why I try to encourage learning the art. Okay? It's not meant for everybody. It really isn't. I think I got another clip from this is one of my friends on Facebook. This is what it says about magic. Spiritual knowledge that is occult or esoteric is called occult because it's for a select few to teach, to learn, and to receive. It's not ever knowledge that was supposed to be readily available to the masses. And this is why you find so many people developing spiritual psychosis from dabbling or reading into things that they weren't ordained or initiated to be able to handle. Trust me, it's safer for most people to stick to traditional religion plus religious texts. Okay? It's not that any of us are trying to be gatekeepers. All we're saying is that in olden times and ancient times, it was only a select few. You had to go sit at the foot of a master to even learn it. So I say all the time, magic is safe, because the bullshit you see here and on TikTok is just that. It's bullshit. Okay? Not trying to be anybody's gatekeeper. I'm just saying. What's up, Tosh? That's a double door pause. What's going on, Cosmic Chaos? I did not see you come in. My bad. Nas talked about this back on the N album on You Can't Stop Us Now. That's one of my favorite albums of Nas. It was originally called Nigger. Okay, but because so many people are offended, he had to change the name to just N. That's when he was still with Khalees. That is a non-skippable album to me. He goes, every track can be played. He goes into fried chicken and being a hero. I mean, Nas goes in on that album. That usually takes about 1 to 2 hours, but it's effective. That's right. It takes don't forget that mantras, you can use seed mantras. If you don't like doing a long mantra that's going to take forever, then do a seed mantra. It's usually one word. Okay. Like, Shreem is Lakshmi's mantra. Ganapate is Ganesha's mantra. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. If you know the reggae group Still Post, they have a great song called Earth Crisis. This song is from the 80s. The lyrics have all come true. I will go look that up, Melanin Mommy. Thanks for that suggestion. Hell, Michael Jackson sang about it, called Earth Song. You know what I mean? Michael Jackson was constantly talking about the affairs of the world. I just bought the new Avatar one you recommended, just waiting on it in the mail. Oh, okay, good. Let me know when you have it. You got to scan the book. So, Wild Goose Chase. Okay, gotcha. Some people don't have the mental fortitude for the info. I have had people unfriend me and block me after me teaching them. I still don't get that part, but some people get mad at truth. Some people will hate you for opening their eyes. This is the risk that a person like myself has taken. It is what it is. Here's another clip that we need to pay attention to. I want to know what y'all think about this particular clip. I think this is it right here. This is another one that Konami showed me today. Oh, well, this one, come on, y'all. Y'all can't tell me this dude don't look like his breath stink. Yeah. Oh, right here.
I love connection.
Yeah, I love when I put that dick in you. That is a love connection. And look here, and then you reached a climax. You know what a climax is? That you feel so good. Look, that's all I got to give. Look here. Look here.
I'm looking.
Wait, look here. Ooh, I want to get to between them legs. And you let that thing just. That you know.
We can smell his breath through the screen, right? Just a little humor, y'all. Oh, spookism. I remember that Back to Jesus campaign that was going on before 2020 with that one big occult channel, Pretty Boss. Is white magic good and black magic evil? What exactly is white magic and black? How are they different? No, I sound like a rookie, but was wondering. You've asked me this kind of question before because I remember your name. All right, I'm going to say it again. Virgos also hate repeating themselves, but magic is magic. These classifications of black magic, white magic, period. Magic, it just exists. All right. It's subjective. All right. Someone would call ending someone who raped his daughter black magic. To him, it's white magic. It was justified. See what I'm saying? It's this humans have put these titles, these descriptions, and these labels on magic. It just exists. It depends on the practitioner and what you do with it. Chant 10,000 stream in one sitting and watch that shit come in. Right. I've done that, Caribbean Grimoire. I've done that 10,000 times. 10,000 times is going to take you maybe an hour. You know what I mean? When scanning, does it work subconsciously just for books of light and power, say, for example, the Zohar, or is magical grimoires awesome? You're going to have to reword that, please, Legacy Sigma, because I don't really understand it. He already lost his teeth, so this kind of talk proves he ain't got nothing to lose. All right. My Cherie says creepy. So glad I know how to hustle without having to involve a crusty old man. Oh, that's funny. There was another clip I wanted to show y'all today. I really want to know how y'all feel about this particular clip. Let's see. I think it's this. All right, yeah, this is it. Check out this one about
Chicago Sky organization for her introduction press conference in what looked like to be poor fashion from the franchise. Because when you compare it to Caitlin Clark's introduction conference for the Indiana Fever, they look like they were preparing for this day for years. Bringing out a red carpet, having their gym packed with fans, media, cameras, front office staff, all giving hugs with joy. She was even escorted to the gym in a Mercedes Sprinter. And even the Minnesota Lynx welcomed their new rookie, Alyssa Peely, with much appreciation by greeting her with a tribal ceremony since she's Samoan with Alaska Native descent, while also having her local community members there to show love, as well as the Lieutenant Governor, Penny Flanagan, who is also of Native descent. However, for Angel Reese, she walked in alone in what looked like an empty high school gymnasium, as if the Chicago Sky wasn't even prepared for her introduction conference. There was minimal media, no fans, no exciting warm hugs from any front office staff. However, Reese has done exactly what Caitlin Clark has done for the WNBA so far. Both their jerseys have sold out and tickets have skyrocketed for both organizations before either player have put on a jersey. Both these women are breaking barriers for this sport, yet one is getting the proper recognition from their organization, but the other is looking like they're getting taken advantage of. Angel Reese is going viral after...
So, what y'all think? You think this is racial? This is something racial? First, let's put it in perspective. Look how Angel Reese was dressed. She looked like she was going to practice. You know what I'm saying? There were no fans there. There were no media there. You know, understand Caitlin Clark is the great white hope. This generation's great white hope. Okay? Understand. People are trying to make it racial. Caitlin Clark got drafted #1. She was the #1 draft pick. Angel Reese got drafted #7. I guarantee in any other sport, you will not see the red carpet treatment rolled out for a #7 draft pick. But they're trying to make it racial, but What's going on, Sister Righteous? Can all books be scanned? They can be scanned, but you may face copyright infringement. Peace and blessings. Namaste, Sister Moonfeather. 100,000, that's the new goal. That's what I'm talking about. Pay attention to Brother Caribbean Grimoire. In one sitting, yep. And yeah, Twitch is like another realm with knowledge. I was on that other night for hours. That whole narrative is one of the main tenets of sports or the $40 million slave trade. Not surprised at all, sad. It's low-key been conflict since Cat B on Shannon Sharp that set the tone for the year. Angel versus Cape. Biden versus Trump. This 8-year. Lordy. Yep. There's a lot of people who saying that in the comments, there's a lot of people saying it's racial. Of course it's racial. It's always racial. But Caitlin Clark is their great white hope. Isn't the WNBA also mostly melanated people? It is. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. My new favorite was not new. I say it all the time. My favorite saying, it is what it is. Okay. Again, since we don't own any media, they can do whatever the hell they want. I have not shown y'all the master teachers today. Let's get to it. Let's get to it, because here's something I wanted y'all to hear. Found it.
A God up in the sky, but we're going to deal with that particular subject also, you see. So during slavery, there are a lot of stories about how they didn't want black people reading the Bible or even reading in general, because they understood that these particular elemental stories, moralistic stories, were in this coded book written by Francis Bacon for his people to understand, because we have that intuitiveness to understand the true allegories and true moralistic stories in these scriptures, you see. And they understood that. As a matter of fact, the very first recorded baby born in the church was called William, you see. William. So there are many ways to cipher things and code things, and so that is only a few. Whenever you see in the original King James Bible, they would start paragraphs off with a huge letter. Whenever you saw a oversized letter starting off a paragraph in the original King James Bible, that signified the initial of which person in the Rosicrucians out of that whole company who deciphered the Bible, which person it was that deciphered that particular part of that text, you see. Who it was at that time. Could have been William Tyndale, who also supposedly be William Shakespeare. But actually, in actuality, it was a company of people. And in this company of Rosicrucians, they can interchangeably use one another's names, you see. If I was King James, I could use Francis Bacon. If I was Francis Bacon, I could use Saint Germain. If I was Saint Germain, I could use Cagliostro, or whoever, you see. Whoever. Incidentally, type of rose is a Tudor rose, which was Queen Elizabeth Tudor. Tudor is a type of rose, you see, who was Francis Tudor's mother, or Francis Bacon's mother. We're going to still get more into that. But right now I want to deal with some of these elemental stories. I talked about a little bit about the Matrix, how the fluids from the woman, the black woman, are sacred healing fluids. Of course, kissing, I talked about kissing was a type of science that actually came out of trying to get the fluids from the black woman, was a kiss, you see. It had nothing to do with sexuality or love or any of that stuff. It was to get the fluids from the woman, you see, was the origin of kissing. And that's why Keanu Reeves was able to come back to life, you see, wake up and come back to life. Keanu Reeves goes to see the one, and or the oracle, excuse me, Keanu Reeves, he goes to see the oracle. And when he goes to see the oracle, the first person to open the door was a black woman. And as he walks in, another black woman walks by, and then the oracle finally is the woman he wants to see, which represents the three aspects of the mother goddess, which was called the triple goddess. One of the aspects of the triple goddess was Medusa. She had either had braids or dreads or something in her hair. Then you had the crone, or the mother goddess, holding the baby, and then you had the oracle. All three of them were different ages, representing the three stages of the black woman, which was early stages before menstrual cycle, Medusa during menstrual cycle, and the oracle after menstrual cycle, which all three had a very powerful energy, you see. So Keanu Reeves goes to see this person. Another name for Medusa was Gorgon. Very interestingly, in the movie Small Soldiers, with these white soldiers trying to kill off the Gorgonites, who the leader was a black man with dreads. You see, we're talking androgyny here. We're talking about both entities, but using the woman word, or using the woman personage, you see, to describe these things. Because the true primal or true original energy is the vaginal energy, which had the man and woman within, you see, together. Elijah Muhammad, the black man and black woman existed together.
Together.
So one was the virgin, which was before menstrual cycle. Then you had the woman on the menstrual cycle, who was the Medusa, or the Gorgon, with all the power and the energy. And then you had the older woman, who was the oracle after menstrual cycle. All three aspects of the black woman. Also, very interesting too is that the oracle was a elderly woman who smoked cigarettes and who baked cookies, and they showed you all this stuff in the particular movie, you see. And she had the wisdom. She was the wise one, you see. The word wise one comes from the word, or is the definition of the word witch, you see, which we determine, or we call very negative now, a witch, which the white boy burned during the period of King James and a little earlier, 1600s and 1500s, you see, based on their power and their energy, you see. But that's very interesting. Now, also the urine, the breast milk, and I mentioned the menstrual blood and the saliva. These are all very powerful aspects of the black woman. Also, if you think about dreadlocks, Medusa, that's what the snakes represent. They represent the dreadlocks of the black woman, the nine ether, you see, the spiral hair, you see, which is called dreadlocks. And you Of course, in the movies, you see them look at Medusa and freeze, which is freeze with dread. They lock up, you see. But moving over to this particular movie that we see on TV all the time, or we should watch on TV, which, talking about 9 Ether, the greatest television show in history dealing with that is Deep Space Nine.
Deep Space Nine. So you hear a lot of wisdom from the elder about the mother, the maiden, and the crone, the maiden, the mother, and the crone, the Gorgons, Medusa effect, you know what I'm saying? And the liquids that come from the woman, you know what I mean? So fellas who is in here at this broadcast, you worship at the temple, you know what I mean? You worship at the temple. That's very powerful magic in itself. I'm being funny, but I'm dead serious. You see what I'm saying? The only thing that can't be used in magic, or shouldn't be, human waste. And I don't mean urine. I mean shit. So y'all have been talking. Whatever it is, it's definitely a slap in the face. She better take a closer look at her contract and make sure she's at least getting her money's worth. I think she has endorsements that's going to get her paid by the Spanish book. I'm the wrong person to ask. I'm not sure if anyone's man named brother. Okay. The Christian Bible has so many secrets. Every time I think you knew it all, some new information presented itself again about the Bible. One of the most widely used grimoires is the Bible. Hoodooists, people who practice hoodoo, they use the Bible a lot, especially the book of Psalms. Okay, it's a spell book. Among other things, it is a spell book, the Bible. I would never tell anyone not to use the Bible in magic. Thank you for this, for following self. Moment is a moment, perfect moment in time. Anytime. Maiden, mother, and crone, Gorgon's gaze. You remember that movie? That's what's up. The Gorgonite says, hey, Jamie Haynes, what's up? Shout out to Sophia Stewart. Shout out to you. Oh. It shouldn't be. All right, so let me retract my statement. Anything can be used in magic. Yes, even waste. Me personally, I would really have to hate you to use shit. Any kind of shit. I would have to hate you and wish for you to die to use shit. I always think there's other ways to achieve something. Because magic is so diverse. You see what I'm saying? It's so diverse. You can use, there's many paths to the one road. You see what I'm saying? This is one reason I say I've not ever made myself comfortable working in the graveyard. Even though I have done it, I've found alternate ways. You have to figure out what works for you. Okay? So I apologize for my earlier statement that you shouldn't use shit. I wouldn't, me personally, but a big proponent of you're an adult, do what the hell you want to do. Make up your own damn mind. Bible is the book of magic. Indeed. Indeed. I had another. I almost forgot this particular clip.
Say that again. The whole history.
This one almost slipped past me.
History of America is the history of rich white men telling not rich white people that their enemies are black and brown. It starts in the colonies of what would become the United States. Let's remember, during the colonial period, mid-1600s, there was no such thing as white people. I know some people who are now called white find that shocking. right? Because they think whiteness is real, right? But whiteness was created. Europeans didn't call themselves white. We didn't call ourselves white. We weren't all members of one big happy family. Are you kidding? Have you studied the history of Europe? The history of Europe was about killing each other. That's what we did in Europe. We just killed each other before we figured out there were other people to kill. We just killed each other, right? I mean, that was the history of Europe. The English hated the Irish, right? Northern Italians didn't even think that Southern Italians were Italians. The Germans hated everybody, and everybody hated their ass right back, right? There was no team called white, no race called white, but all of a sudden, in the middle of the 1600s, there was. Why? Why was it suddenly necessary to create this thing called the white race? Well, because rich people can count, that's why. And so rich folks looked around, the ones that owned all the land, you know, in the colonies, the colonial elite looked around and they realized something, that they were heavily outnumbered by African enslaved folks, by European indentured servants who were just one level above a slave, or other Europeans who weren't technically indentured servants, but they were still peasants, didn't have any money, didn't have any land, and they could do the math. They added it up and they were like, damn, we got to figure out a way to split these folks apart from one another or they're going to rise up and take our stuff, right? Because after a while, these black folks who were enslaved Africans and these quote unquote white folks who were poor Europeans are going to figure out they're all getting played by these rich people, right? So ultimately the rich figure out they got to come up with some way to get somebody in that group on their team. The easiest thing is to get the poor Europeans, right? Because at least they look like you. They sort of share some of the customs and the culture. So they all of a sudden create this thing called whiteness and they say, now you're part of the club. Now we're going to let you testify in court, enter into contracts, vote, at least if you're a man, own a little bit of land, at least if you're a man, right? And we're going to get rid of indentured servitude. No more of that, because you're too good for that. And we're going to take the white men, now called white men, and put them on the slave patrol to keep black people in line. Give them a horse and a gun and a badge and make them feel big and powerful, right? They're still poor. They still don't have anything. They didn't pay the slave patrol well, right? Just exploited them, used them as a buffer between the elite and the other poor folks, particularly poor folks of color. And pretty soon the rebellions that occasionally happened where black and white got together to overthrow the elite, those stopped because the divide and conquer had begun to work, right? You could turn people against each other by telling those poor white folks, they got to keep these black people in line. And so that divide and conquer gets initiated in the colonies. Rich white men telling not rich white people that their enemies are black and brown.
Told y'all before, this goes deep. It is so much deeper than the surface shit that we see. It's still being played out with the divide and conquer. It is still being played out in various ways. You see what I'm saying? And yet still people don't get it. Gangs of New York showed you exactly what that man just said. Tim Wise, I think is his name. Gangs of New York. I have watched this several times. Like, all that truth is right there. You know what I'm saying? There was no need for them to start killing. They always find a way to put black people being killed in horrific ways in these movies. And it's not even necessary. It's not even central to the story at all. They just find ways to do it. Like Enter the Dragon. Everyone else get killed, but they had to hang Jim Kelly. See what I'm saying? It's this fucking racism is institutionalized. It's still being played out. Everything that man just said. All right. Just makes me think of Naruto, how they had the rule of not using the dead, but Orochimaru was crossing all kinds of lines. Right. Same for the waist topper. I wonder what the cultists crossed the line. Like I said, if you cross the line, but I'm willing to use shit, yeah, you deserve whatever's coming. I fanned the pages of the Bible and abruptly stopped pointing my finger and getting wisdom from the passage. I met many Christian witches, but I met a strong one recently. She is on a whole nother level with the healing. I'm not laughing at people who use the Bible all the time anymore. Right. You know what I'm saying? I've said this before, and I apologize if I keep saying that, but I don't like to be repetitive, but use everything that you can at your disposal. Be a sponge. You know what I'm saying? You can get wisdom from everybody and everything, even people you probably don't think highly of. You know what I mean? But wisdom comes from everywhere. Like I said, Hoodooists use the Bible heavily. They especially use the Obeah Bible. That means that the social construct of black and white is a long-standing powerful spell. Excellent. Excellent, Brother Moore. That's an excellent sentence. You're absolutely correct. Tim Wise is that guy's name. And there's a book. There's an actual book that somebody put out called the construction or the creation of the white race. You see what I'm saying? And if you dig far enough and deep enough, it will show you a particular group of people that's at the center of all of this shit. All right? It's at the center. I'm telling y'all, the shit goes deep. It's deeper than, like I said, black and white. It's deeper than that. Okay? That's why it's important to know who you are, where your lineage comes from, and some magic. I'm always going to stress magic. Always. He reminds me of another white man on YouTube who had a black wife who would talk about similar things. He was deep as well. Worship the goddess in all her ways. There's luck and success with working the female energies with a good woman. Exactly. Like I said, you can tell what I'm doing here. Come on. I think my audience is intelligent enough to know what I'm doing here. I said worship at the altar at night. You know what I'm saying? Peace, Bobby L. What was the name of the video of the guy explaining why the race system was made? His name is Tim Wise. Bobby, we friends on Facebook, right? Just hit me up on Facebook. I'll send it to you. You know, that's another one that Brother Konami gave me. Shout out to everybody who keeps me up on all this stuff. I get stuff every day. Every single day. My friend Denise, y'all met her. The friend Denise Alvarado. She had a post that she really wanted to know the answer to, and now I can't find it. So anyway, there's this too. I don't know if I can show this. Yeah, not today. Goodness gracious. Yes, that's a really good video. It is Tim Wise. Him, and now, is he an agent? Problem. Is he a Mason? Problem. You know what I mean? Problem. You know, I'm never going to apologize to go into race because it's everywhere you go. It's everything. You know, this whole system is based on race, but he gave you the explanation of why that is. Whenever I say that this stuff is deeper, it is deeper than race and skin color. Okay. That's why I don't know why people still call themselves black. That is a social term. You know what I mean? I never identify as black. I only use it on this channel and on these lives so that you can know what I'm talking about. Even though I have to do it, I still do it. Oh, yeah. So that book that I was showing y'all, all right. So the only challenge that would come from using this particular book, The Romany Gypsies, Basil Crouch also, aka Basil Lacroix, also gives out spells from the Romany Gypsies. Okay. Love spells. Okay. Like this particular love spell right here. A green candle, blah, 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 blah. Not reading the whole thing. This will probably be the most difficult part right there. How do you pronounce shit like that? You know what I'm saying? You would have to go to Google Translate. It won't take much to figure out how to pronounce these words. That's a small part of it. You know what I'm saying? But again, it is a Finbar book. I think there's another spell in there I wanted to show y'all too. It's a Finbar book, and it is all meat and potatoes. Like this particular spell in that same book. Spell for enhancing passion. You will need fire extinguishers to calm the raging passion that will develop between you and your lover. On a Friday, write on a piece of paper or green paper the name of the person you desire and your own name. Around this, draw a heart. Next, you obtain an apple, a green apple. Cut the apple in half. Between that two halves, place your piece of paper, then hold it together with some string, cord, or rope, and tie 3 knots in it. Then say these words. See, this is the hardest part of that spell. Okay? Take a bite of the apple and eat it. At night, go to your prospective lover's house and bury it in his or her garden. If they don't have a garden, then bury it as near to his or her house as possible. If you can't bury it, hide amongst some bushes, ditches, bushes as needed, or whatever it said. I didn't want to say, but yes, he's an agent. But like you said, we can get knowledge from everyone. Like I said, they use agents like this for one thing, for control opposition. Okay. For two, universal law, they got to tell you what they're doing, and this is how they do it. Okay. They get agents to give out the correct information, truth, and they have some lies. It's a truth sandwich. A lie here, truth here, a lie here. See what I'm saying? You have some good white people and Indian people who have been breaking it down recently and have been making some good videos checking the racist people in their race. Yeah, I said that recently, that a lot of white people are getting tired of racism too. The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, right? Have you heard Pastor Dave Bryan's testimony of adopting Anton LaVey's daughter and unaliving LaVey by cutting his silver cord while he was out his... No, I did not hear that, but I would love to hear that. Pastor Dave Bryan. Okay. Ma Cherie, that is interesting. I never heard that. Okay. I've never heard that. I want to hear it now. But I gotta go. The hour is up, and I've enjoyed myself. Thanks so much for joining me, as y'all always do. I always get a kick out of interacting with y'all. The lying, which is witch, body sweets in your face. Indeed, I am the one and only sorceress, mystical, magical, hilarious, Dora pausing, and the diabolical Magick LaCroix. I will see y'all next time, probably Thursday. As I greet you in peace, thank you so much. Y'all make my day when y'all do that. Namaste. Peace, y'all.